The silent tsunami of porn. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let me tell you what I mean by that on this Earth Day. Okay, on Earth Day, we think about decreasing emissions, cleaning up the ocean, not using pesticides, and of course, all those things are important. But from my standpoint, there is a silent tsunami that is already well on its way towards all of us. And it is avoidable once we have the knowledge, we're empowered, and we are inspired for change. And that's what this video is about. So, what do I mean by silent tsunami? First of all, nobody's talking about this, or at least not many people, which is why I'm here. Starting the conversation, trying to put a picture and words to what is happening across the globe. So, when I talk about a tsunami, I'm talking about the damaging effects to your brain from pornography consumption. And most people don't even know that it's happening, hence the silent part. So, what's going on? And I'm going to share with you exactly what that is, what's happening in your brain, and then this massive ripple effect of waves. What's a tsunami? A tsunami rushes in, nobody sees it coming, and it takes everybody out. It doesn't care what gender you are. It doesn't care about education level or socioeconomic status. It doesn't care what your culture is or your religious affiliation. It takes you out. And that is what is happening with this silent tsunami of pornography use. So we know it's affecting everybody. The average age of porn use is down to 8 years old. It used to be 11 years old. So it's affecting children. It's affecting teenagers. We know erectile dysfunction, which used to be a disorder for the older man, is now happening twice as much for the younger person as it did the older person 20 years ago. This is a tsunami, and it's heading for you and for me and for all of us. Okay, so what is this tsunami bringing? It is bringing, now wait for it, and this is not a comprehensive list. This is the list that I compiled in my head about a minute ago. And this is what I want you to know. This is what the tsunami brings in the waves. Okay, we know it brings damaging effects to your brain. So it decreases activity, primarily in the frontal lobe, which makes it so that you can't use executive function skills. And we know that the dopamine receptors, the D2 receptors, are being desensitized. So now it's difficult to use executive function skills. That's putting smaller steps to be able to work slowly and gradually towards a larger goal. That is being crushed by this tsunami. And now what is happening is people are going to the easy button of instant gratification back to the screen to get this dopamine hit that helps them escape the world. But at the same time, they are desensitizing the reward center in your brain and dropping out activity in the frontal lobe. Very, very damaging. And if you've been affected by erectile dysfunction yet, you know that when the reward center is desensitized, that then your brain needs massive amount of stimulation to be able to feel pleasure. And so what this leads to is not only erectile dysfunction and difficulty being with a person in the real world, but it leads to anxiety and depression because now life out in the real world can't give you that dopamine hit. And you keep thinking you have the monkey on your back, you have the gorilla in the bottom of your ship, if you've watched that video of mine, telling you, forget the world. You don't need to go into the world. I can't get the pleasure there that I need. Where the pleasure is back in the screen with the easy button click. Anxiety's up, depression is up, moodiness, mood disorders, irritability, anger, all up, all proven by science. Not only that, in terms of psychological, we know that thinking skills are down. Memory is down. It's impacting people like you wouldn't believe. There is the ripple effect on relationships. There is more emotional abuse going on than ever in relationships on accident because that is what pornography consumption creates. lack of empathy, and the desire to go back to the easy button for self gratification. People are looking out for number one in the easy button to get the hit of dopamine to escape the reality that honestly, if you create a beautiful reality, you don't need to escape. That's what we should be doing. But back into the screen so they can get that hit of dopamine. At the same time, we know dating is impacted. That's proven by science. So now people are dating for picking the ideal sexual partner or partners. Don't even get me started there because monogamy is on the chopping block. It is more difficult for people to see a partnership or a coupleship as something in their future because their brain has been conditioned by videos to see sexuality as something that happens in groups. That is not healthy for our culture. Silent Tsunami coming to change the world in a negative way. Dating's been impacted because now, I already said this, but I'm expanding on it, that dating, people are looking for a sexual partner, which leads to rejection, which leads to self-esteem issues, all proven by science. We know breakups are up. We know divorce rates are up. People who consume pornography are twice as likely to find themselves being divorced than if pornography is not in the mix. So that is a scary trend for couples. We know focus is down, stress is up. I talk to so many people that say they're going to go get checked for ADHD. The ADHD brain pattern, I'm sorry to tell you, is the one created by pornography consumption. We know that trust is down, and when pornography is in the mix, nobody's trusting anybody. What science shows is that anxious attachment is up, meaning that we're never sure if our partner wants to be with us or, if there's actually love or trust in that relationship. Coupleships are being harmed. There's this ripple effect of change that's happening to you in your brain that's making your behaviors change, your performance change, and it has this ripple effect. It's not only affecting you, it's affecting your partner. It's affecting your children. So we know that children don't know who are they going to get. Are they going to get that happy version when you're at the top of your porn cycle? They going to get that angry version? That's when you're over here looking for the cycle to begin again. Are they going to get the irritable one? It's high highs, low lows. That creates fear in your children, in your partners, in your home. We also know that this type of compulsion has a multi-generational transmission component to it. So what it means is if it's happening in your home through you, you're creating it in your children. It will be picked up upon. That's how it works. So now I'm going to tell you 3 more things that these are not yet proven by science, or at least that I don't know that they are, but these aspects are me connecting the dots. We also know that this is proven, but not proven to be correlated to pornography. 2019 was the first year that more women graduated or were enrolled in college than men, and that is continuing to be the trend. More women are making their way through college for the first time ever. And if you see the comments on this channel, and for so many people that I've talked to, they can't think and study and get through their classes. This is happening to young people at exponential levels, and what it's going to do is ripple effect, tsunami of change. So young men aren't making it through college at the rate that they used to, and more women are making it through college. But at the same time, alcoholism or alcohol use or misuse is up in women. So women don't know that their partners are consuming pornography, but they know that the dynamics of the relationship is off. I just made a video on that. There's many ways that the dynamics in a relationship are changed. And so many people tell me that their partners tell them something is up with you. I don't know what it is, but I know that there's something. Terry Crews, who's a, blazing the trail in this department too. He has a video where he says his wife said to him, "I don't know who you are anymore." So it changes the dynamics. And alcoholism is up in women. Women are using alcohol to soothe the pain of the weird dynamics that are being created by pornography consumption. Okay, these last breadcrumbs are so interesting, and I'm telling you, they're going to be proven someday, sooner probably rather than later. But we know that the sexual arousal templates are being confused for many people. And I talk to so many heterosexual people who find themselves attracted to the same sex, and usually it's men who are finding themselves attracted to men. So this is now a new form of OCD, same sex attraction OCD, without having pornography consumption in the conversation, which to me is ridiculous. I promised myself this wouldn't devolve into a rant, and I feel it happening, but I'll bring myself back. But we have to consider porn when we talk about an OCD of same-sex attraction. It's happening because men are watching pornography, and yes, there's a lot of women, but there's also a lot of men. And I know from all the conversations that I have that this is confusing the sexual arousal template for many people. They find themselves attracted to men because their brain is getting that dopamine hit from the men on the screen. And it's inadvertent or on accident, like I always say, but it's happening. Their brains are being neurologically coupled to looking at men in a sexual and usually in an intense and not real at all sexual experience. And so now we have sexual arousal template confusion. And we know so many young people don't know what their sexuality is. And I don't question that when it's organic and it's real. I appreciate that actually. But when it's because a person's brain is being hijacked by images that are producing these high dopamine levels, and now young people don't know who they're sexually attracted to because they've confused the entire thing by neurologically using neural pathways over and over and over, then that is really unhealthy. And as societies and as cultures, we're moving in the wrong direction. So that silent tsunami can be backed out. It can. And we can start one person at a time. I always half joke with my family and my team in my office that I'm here to heal the world one brain at a time. And if I can help you change this ripple effect in your own world, it starts to change it in the world in general. And we can have this effect on the earth on Earth Day by backing out this brain pattern that's happening for you. For real. And yes, there's hope. If you're deep, deep, deep in, there's hope. Brains have been proven to be able to change across the lifetime using the beauty of neuroplasticity. So if you follow the brain tips in these videos, if you get the brain training headband, and especially if you decide to work with me, your brain can heal. Okay, so let's go out there and quit porn and save the earth. And remember, control your brain or it'll control you.